Alrighty, so today we are actually starting from the main floor toilet here next to the front door. There is a sanitary tea cleanout, but it is behind the water heater. While there's enough room to get a hand back there, there's not enough room to get a tool back there, and there's definitely not enough room to extrude the cleanout cap from the actual threaded collar itself. So that the water heater being where it is has made the cleanout inaccessible. We attempted to pull the toilet in the basement, but the shutoff valve down there is completely seized, and attempting to put any sort of torque on that caused the whole stem, which is the part that goes back into the wall, to twist a little bit. So we don't want to pull that. That shutoff valve needs to be replaced so that the basement toilet can be pulled for access to the sewer line, because as it stands right now, there's no way to get into the sewer line except from an upstairs toilet. And we don't like doing upstairs toilets just because the higher up you go into construction, the more turns you turn into, and the more turns you run into, and the longer lines you run into, the less likely you are to make it out. So going through upstairs toilets reduces your ability to leave the property and inspect the outside. But it has been requested that we pull this main floor toilet and we try to get outside, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and hop in and see what we can see. But definitely, that needs to be replaced. Oh, and I almost forgot, this guy here leaks a little bit when you're actuating it. So when it's all the way off, it doesn't leak, and when it's all the way on, it doesn't leak. Anywhere between all the way on and all the way off, it leaks. So this also needs to be replaced. You can just see how corroded and beat up that is. So it's definitely time for that to go. Yeah, with all those turns, even being here at 20 feet is already a lot of friction, a lot of pushback. The issue with turns in this job is once you hit a turn, you're pushing off that turn, and every turn that you run into after that for the entire inspection. Alrighty, and we have our transition point at 29 feet. We're going to go ahead and flush another toilet-proof flow and make sure that this is leak-free. The fact that we do have water here indicates that it's more than likely leak-free, but still, we want to run some water and verify that. Alrighty, so we flushed that upstairs toilet. We're still getting some flow from it, so we're going to push out to the main, and we're going to double check everything on the way back. That way we're not fighting the flow the whole time. Alright, we've got our city tap at 98 feet. We've obviously got some decent flow in here. I only flushed the toilet once and we're still getting flow. So I'm going to go see if we can fix that real quick. Alright, the line displays a minor self-flushing low point from 76 to 79 feet with grading loss from 80 to 84 feet. As you saw there, we had great aggressive flow into the main. This isn't something I'd be worried about for repair, but it's something I'd be mindful of. I would definitely strongly advise against the use of any wipes in this line, including flushable wipes. Even in a perfect line, they present a large backup risk. When you have minor defects like this, they just multiply it. So avoid those flushable wipes and this should be fine. Here from 62 to 69 feet, we have a 7-foot low point. So it is a fairly long one, but our guidelines for repair recommend repair for low points at either over 50% saturation, which we are not reaching with this low point, or over 10 feet in length, which we are about 3 feet short of. So again, this is something to be mindful of, but this is not something I can recommend for repair today. Alrighty, so looks like we have, for the external, we have the low points from 62 to 69 feet, which is again within tolerance, and then we have the other one from 76 to 79 feet. If they had been, if we had matched those two low points together, that probably would have been enough to justify a repair, but there's almost, there's almost 10 feet between the two low points, and neither of them are slowing flow significantly, holding on to any heavy broken down debris. Again, not ideal, but they are within tolerance, and I cannot recommend them for repair today. I would recommend being mindful about what's being flushed. So no compostables down the garbage disposal. And if it can be put underneath the umbrella of a hygiene product, excluding toilet paper, I would not flush it down the line. So no paper towels, no wipes, no floss, flossers, Q-tips, no feminine hygiene products, no makeup wipes, none of that stuff. Just toilet paper down this line. In addition, we are going to be making the suggestion that the basement toilet shutoff valve be replaced so that it can be shut off, so that there's proper access in through that basement toilet to perform maintenance for the sewer line. We're also going to recommend that this one be replaced because it is leaking when it actuates. So it leaks when it doesn't leak when it's all the way off or all the way on. It leaks in between those 2 points. So we're going to recommend that this also be replaced to prevent any future leakage. Outside of that, we should be good to go.